So the final step of our winter polar bear is to add details and decoration. So in your art kit, you should have 2 pieces of bright colored paper. It might not be these colors, it might be different, but something that looks like this, 2 pieces. So you can use these to make little features for your polar bear. So I had thought maybe I'll make a bow, and I'll put a bow in my polar bear's hair. All right, while I'm looking at this, I'm noticing I'm not really a fan of this snout. It looks a little too big for the size of the head that I made my polar bear. So that's okay, as long as it's not stuck yet, which mine isn't. And you can think about this before you stick it on your wet paint or before you glue it, right? Lay out your pieces to make sure they fit. I don't like this, so I'm just gonna simply cut it down. So I can cut in on one side and just follow the same shape that I had cut before, but I'm just making it all around smaller. You see how I'm doing this? I'm keeping the same shape, but I'm just making it a little smaller. Okay, and I can put this down. Just gonna cut a little bit more off the bottom. It's still a little long. Boom. Right there. I like that. So I can go ahead and draw in some details if I want to. Right. Draw back in my nostrils since they got cut off. And there we go. Alright, but back to the details. You can add other things if you want to make maybe your bear, instead of having a bow, maybe your bear is a boy. Or maybe your bear just wants to be fancy. And it can wear a hat, a little top hat. Or maybe the bear has a top hat and a bow tie, okay? The possibilities are endless. I want to see how you create your bear. And lastly, we'll need to add a little mouth. So I can do my polar bear smile, or you can make it whatever you would like, okay? And in the background, since I have a little bit of background space here, I'm going to use another printmaking method to make some snow. So I have a scrap piece of paper here. I'm going to use the straight edge. I'm going to take the straight edge and I'm going to dip it in my paint. See how just the edge is covered? I am going to make some snowflakes. Just make some X patterns. And I have a snowflake. Okay? And I can keep doing this in the background until I like what I have. And you can fold your paper so that you have a smaller snowflake. So get a little bit more paint, right? Smaller. Snowflake. If you have at home some cardboard, maybe you can experiment with that to see the different kind of effect or print that you can get from cardboard. One of my favorite things to print with is bubble wrap. So if you have a package that you got recently that has bubble wrap in it, take a little piece of it, dip it in some paint, and see what kind of texture and print you can make with that. All right, once you're finished and you are at this step, please take a picture and send me an email so that I can see your winter polar bears too.